our mystery guest number 2. Danielle, also known as Dan, or this was the most unusual for me, Dandra. Am I saying that right?
Dandra.
Dandra. It's got like the Brazilian kind of Portuguese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I haven't heard that. One of my best friends is Portuguese. His name is Raoni, spelled like with an R. So I've heard some Brazilian names, Fernanda, Bruno, but I've never come across Dandra before, so I learned something there.
But
Yeah.
no, in fact, Dandra, it's the for from Daniele, and the rest is like half of Andrade. That is my last name. So
Ah,
kind of a mix, and my close friends call me like that. So
I see. Okay. Oh, cool. I'm always a fan of a good hybrid name. Yeah. Cool. And I think again, everyone knows this about you, Danielle, that you're a wedding stationer and calligrapher, both combined, beautifully combined. I'll get onto that part. But since November 2021, so come November this year, you'll be hitting 4 years. 4 years. So not quite as long as Nathan, but longer than me. Yeah, so we've all got different numbers, haven't we? But it doesn't really matter. We're all doing our thing and loving what we're doing. And again, with you, there was something that stood out to me. I stalked you as well, obviously. And the one thing that came out that stood out was this phrase, more than paper, a fine art experience. I think that is beautiful. Like again, you know what we said about the contrast. It's like it takes you from just paper, just a thing, to like going like instantly deeper into it being a fine art. And I love the word experience because it's art and it's beautiful, and but it's that word experience. Because looking at some of your videos on Instagram, it's like even the unpackaging of like the samples that people are getting from you through the post is an experience. It's those like very haptic, visceral, touchy-feely experiences that people get from your work, which I just enjoy looking at those videos alone. And so many people saying that what you do is literally a work of art. So really beautiful to see time and time again that coming back from your clients. And I want to start with something interesting about Danielle as well that you shared with me before the call, and that is that you've always been creative. So beyond what you do as a wedding stationer and as a calligrapher, in your life, you've played piano, you've danced classical ballet, you just love art in general, discovering how things are made. So very, very creative through and through is the feeling I got. But then you said something interesting, and I want to get into this a bit more with you.
Okay.
In this chat, that some bad people made you believe, yeah, that's the hook. Some bad people made you believe that you couldn't use your hands to create anything good. And despite that 6 years ago, you pushed past those fears and you had an awakening, and you just knew that you needed to work with your hands, and that's when Tropicália was born. So there's like that story was so intriguing for me. Like it feels like there's so much beneath that I'd love you to just share a bit more with us about that story.
Yeah, sure. First of all, I'm blushing. I don't know if you all can see. So let's go. During high school, I had this art teacher, and seriously, for a long 3 years, she was weekly telling me I was bad at doing art. That I could not draw, I could not paint, I could not do this, I could not do that, really bad. And I didn't notice in the moment, but really made some mess in my head, like limitate me a lot. And it's strange because it's interesting. In fact, thinking right now that with all the knowledge I have, all the therapy that I've been passed through, that maybe my path should be done different. But well, I reached the goal then in the end anyway. But maybe things would be easier if I had not listened to her, if I had not given that much importance to her and all the mean things she had to say. In the end, I instead of pursue something that was more artistic or whatever, I ended up doing something that was more practical. So I got a bachelor in accountancy. So I'm an accountant. Basically, I'm an accountant. I worked 6 years with that. I had my own office, employees, and all that in Brazil. But in the end, I was unhappy. I was burning out every 6 months or so. I was really unhappy. And once we got engaged, me and my husband, uh, I was just like, I love weddings so much. I was a girl that grew up watching Say Yes to the Dress. I don't know how many of you watch that, but it was my favorite show. And it still is. Sometimes I watch some episodes on YouTube. And so I love the wedding. I love wedding energy. I love the wedding more. And that moment there, I was like, okay, I want invitations that, celebrate us as couples. We're different. I'm Brazilian. He's French. I want something that I know would gather both worlds. And in that moment in time, Brazil 2017, I really could not find anything like that. Because I don't know if you all had the opportunity to see some Brazilian stationery, the classical one. It's just how I can say everything looks like the same. There's no spirit on it. It's just like literally a piece of paper. It's made to communicate something. So that's it. And I didn't want that. I'm not this kind of person. I've never been. So in that moment in time, I decided, okay, I'm gonna try to make your own invitation first. The crazy style of bride, like, okay, I can do the thing by myself. Well, didn't work that well. My invitations are nice, but not beautiful. But they're nice. They're saying something. This moment in time, I had no knowledge about Excel. Oh, sorry, about Illustrator, Photoshop, anything at all. I didn't have also any knowledge in design. I didn't study that. So, I tried to do something. I was already doing calligraphy on that time. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna dress like envelopes, make something cute, put a voxel here, and gonna be nice. So yeah, that's what I did. And once while we're on these preparing wedding stuff and all, and deciding, well, we live in Brazil, you move to France, what we do? We decided I end up moving to France. And in that moment in time, I was really unhappy with my work. So I was like, it's a good moment. I don't want to validate my diploma. I don't want to work with that anymore. I'm gonna make a jump of faith and see what happens. So the next 2 years, I really spent all my time studying for like online classes about design, online classes about how to use Photoshop, online classes how to use Illustrator, everything you could imagine I was doing. And it was amazing because in that moment in time, I saw like doors opens to me. It was a new world where I could do things, and I was kind of good at that. It was like, okay, they are not that true with me. I'm not so bad, I can do things. And anyway, that's a little bit of a resume of my story, and that's it. 4 years in, I'm here, and every day trying to do my best.
Wow, that is mine. If I had a hat, I'd take it off to you. Like, congratulations. Yeah, that is really, I mean, on so many fronts, because you had the history with your teacher at school telling that you're a bad artist, you're not good at that, and so that you always had that niggling in the background. But then, to do the sort of the normal career as an accountant, I think so many people can relate to that. And it's hard. You said 16 years, I think, if I understood correctly. Is that right? Until you shifted. Did I hear that right? No?
No, 6 years.
Oh, six years. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, six. But still,
6 years.
it's not long. It's long enough, isn't it, to become ingrained and conditioned in a way of life and into a career. So to make that shift, it takes a lot of bravery and belief. Like, You know, like you said, you had no training, you didn't know anything about invitations. Okay, you
Crazy.
had a bit of calligraphy, so you know you used what you could,
Yeah.
but you just threw yourself in. So I think that's incredible that you did that, and obviously it's paid off and still paying off. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that story.
Thank you.
And like, how would you describe your own personal vibe, your own personal style when it comes to the stationery and the calligraphy? What is it that sets you apart from the crowd? Again, I'm asking you to big yourself up here. It's not like you're not showing off. I'm telling you to like tell us what it is for you, and maybe also what your clients say about you that makes you stand out.
Oh, yeah, I would describe myself as romantic, poetic, and artistic. I think the three words that really mark my work in some ways. Um, Also, I've really been trying my max to be authentic, to deliver to my couple something that resembles them, not me as a stationery. You know, I want to something that look like them. So that's why these days, this past 1 year and a half, I can say, my work has been pretty plural. Like nothing resembles every something I create is completely different, you know. So I don't know if this is a good thing or is a bad thing to me. And if people look, they'll not know who did. And the artist is usually in stationery, but it's trying to create their mark, trying to have their signature. You know, I look something that Sharon does, and I know that it's hers. I know, and I don't know if people wanna relate to that to me one day, but well,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, on a personal level, I absolutely love that it's about the uniqueness of every couple and you're reflecting that in the work. And I saw that when I looked at your Instagram, that everything did look so varied. It wasn't one consistent look. That really came across when I looked at your Instagram, that your work looks so varied in a good way. And I think in terms of you know you standing out, I think it's all about how you tell the story, isn't it? Like you that's how you stand out by making everything unique and special to every couple and not having one visual set kind of style.
yeah. No, yeah, you're
Just
right. Something I
my
need to work on it. Yeah,
yeah.
it's a construction. Yeah.
And I think if you can bring that out, like that would resonate with so many people. Because who wants to look like everyone else? So, um, and do you speak about your couples now? Do you tend to have a kind of couple you love working with? That I know every couple is unique, which we've just been talking about. But is there any kind of differentiator, like what we spoke about with Nathan earlier? Is there any kind of clear differentiators like that for you as well?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love work with couples. They're wanted something unique. They wanted something special, something related to them, to their stories. I love couples. I love to work with couples. They are open to ideas. That's the greatest thing in my work. You know, I really love that. For example, right now I'm working in a suit where I'm marbling paper. Literally, I'm making marbles line in paper and dyeing paper. It's so fun. I love that. And you know, who else is gonna have something like that? So that's the kind of couple that we love to work. You know, people they are mind open for to receive something that is different. Because I love to say things that are different. So that's
I love that. I can see how it lights you up in your face when you know when you talk about it. And I'm sure the couples you work with can see that too. So yeah, you can see how with them being open minded, it can like open your own creativity to like you know be boundless, which I'm sure is amazing for you. And speaking of boundless and opening things up, like do you have a dream, a vision, a mission, something bigger or deeper around your work that you represent or you're working towards?
I do, and I don't know, maybe it will sound a little ticky or cheesy, whatever, but I really want to make my company right now that is one single woman company in a family company, you know. I want to bring my husband to work with me. I'm already like kind of freelancing a cousin of mine. So, give opportunities to other people from family to work together because I work with weddings in the sense that love is important for me as family is important. So one of the boundaries I set on my work, it's that my family, it's really above anything. So if I need to stop work because something happens in my family, I will do. And something I kind of clear with my clients when we're talking in the discovery call, because it's an important thing for me. So with that said, yeah, it's a dream for me to expand my work, to expand my atelier, bring more people to work with, buy more machinery, and make better things. Makes because it's just the idea of to create more pretty stuffs with better materials for me. Provide a really high end quality product in the end. Not that it's not right now, but can always be better.
Yeah, I guess it always can be, and yeah, super exciting to hear that. I mean, there's clearly there's lots yet to come then for you in the years ahead. I mean, this is going to be year 4 for you, so you've still got a bright future and a long future, I'm sure. Yeah, amazing. And coming now to some of the challenges and the hard stuff about your journey, like we've learned a bit about your personal journey with, going back to school, but like in terms of your industry journey, what has felt like the hardest stuff so far? Again, in terms of how much you're willing to share now, and feeling sort of tricky or challenging at the moment.
I could I could say that the hardest thing for me is really networking with people in the industry. Because as I'm not someone that has, I don't know, millions of followers that are showing in my face every day on social media, I feel sometimes kind of people don't even try to give me the time, because of things. It's like they don't care unless I have a certain number of followers, unless I can provide them with something, unless whatever. You all know, probably you all feel a little bit like me about that. So this is something that kind of disturbs me. Sometimes from last year, I started to participate more of local networks, a wedding fair, these kind of things. And it's pretty complicated. I think I'm someone easy to be around. I try, my best to be nice to everybody. And I had a pretty bad experience in this kind of places because I'm no one, and people want to be that related to someone that doesn't have 1,000 followers or whatever. So, well, they're bad. I don't care.
Well, first of all, thanks so much for sharing that. Like, that it takes something to open up and lay that out on the table. And I would assume that basically everyone on this call can relate to that. Who can't? And this idea of being like you said, nobody, but like this contrast again of somebody and nobody. Like you're a somebody if you've got all these followers, and you're a nobody if you don't. Like that's something like let's change that. Like I would love to change that mindset in terms of what we're doing here with ConnectWed, which was actually going to be one of my questions. Like if you could wave a magic wand and change one thing about the wedding industry, what would that be for you personally?
I would not be that, in fact.
Okay.
No, would not be that. Because seriously, I know that for a lot of us, social media is the thing. You need to work on social media so you can gather your clients. But I think that we should make the competition more fair in some ways. At least my market here in France, it's loaded with a lot of really good stationery that they're underpricing. And it kills me because how you're making a living asking what you're asking, you should be at least making yourself a living and making enough to live well. And if you're underpricing and then overload yourself with a lot of work and then getting a burnout and all, what is the point to work? You're self-employed. You should not be like that. So this is something I'll change, like let's make the market fair. There's work for everybody. It's simple like
Yes,
that.
yes. I love that one. I'm probably preaching to the converted on this call with that one. Yeah, just 1,000 times yes. And is there? I mean, not necessarily on that particular challenge and changing the industry in that way, but more on a personal level, how can we as a community support you, Danielle, right now? Well, what would that be for you?
Seriously, I think you all are doing already a lot of good for me. I love our calls, actually. Makes me feel good, makes me think about myself, about my work, give me direction. So I don't know. I really don't know. Please don't destroy the community. Let's keep the things nice, vibe, and then that it's amazing, right? We don't need anything else.
Yeah. Cool. I love the positivity and the vote of confidence. That's amazing. Um, okay. Well, thank you, Danielle, so much for sharing everything that you did. And again, I'm sure Sharon was the first to come off, your fellow stationer. We probably won't get right in there with the first question. So Sharon, over to you.
I just have to say, Danielle, that you have such a huge heart, and I love you already. Okay, so you're sweet, and your Instagram. Don't worry about the dumb Instagram. I haven't been on Instagram for uh, probably 4 months now. And I was right there doing every day the reels, blah 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 blah. And I do have a quite a good following, but let me just tell you that the following is just a following. It can be a bazillion people that aren't ever even going to reach out to you. My question was, if you're ever wanting to do any collaboration, I'm here for you. If you want to try some handmade paper, I will send you some, no cost, because I love doing collaborations. I love education. I'm very transparent about my pricing. That's one of the things is, I did a course for handmade paper, and I'm very transparent about how everything I do, if anybody wanted to do that. But if you would like to collaborate, I am here for you. I want to talk to you, DM and message you, because I see you grow. Your work is beautiful. And I think sometimes you just need like someone to help you, to get you to be seen, because there are so many people out there. And honestly, I have a couple right now who's looking for a calligrapher. I'm going to send them your information. I'm working on their custom suite right now, but they want calligraphy. And I do calligraphy, but I don't like to do it anymore because it takes so long. But I'm going to send them your way and see if they might be interested. But I'm so thankful that you are here, Danielle, because I'm not seeing a lot of stationers in here. And I think that we can have a really, really great friendship and collaboration. I'm just thrilled. You need to contact me. Yeah, you need to contact me after the call, because I would love to continue to talk to you and do a collaboration, or I'm always doing new things, and we could do a color creation just for you. You could have the paper of that color that's only for, I have so many ideas.
Let's talk.
Yes, I'm here for you. And don't let anybody ever tell you you're not good enough, because you are more than good enough, Danielle. Your heart speaks for it itself. That's all I have to say.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice. I'm blushing again. Thank you.
Wow, Sharon, feeling the love, definitely feeling the love. That's such a beautiful demonstration right there, a live demonstration of, community and collaboration over competition. That's just, yeah, not an ounce of competition or, yeah, anything there. So amazing. Thank you so much. Are there any other questions or comments from anyone else for Danielle? Ajna?
First of all, are anyone's kids listening right now, Nathan? No. Fuck that art teacher.
Yeah.
Fuck them. I had the exact same thing. And I'm sorry to say it because I used to want to be an art teacher, but oftentimes art teachers are fucking failed artists and they're fucking jealous. Seriously. I remember being told in the class, I failed a unit in my jewelry class because I had been making, do you remember, like, I'm like a 90s kid, but do you remember like Fimo clay beads? Like the like hippie, like with little patterns all over them and stuff like that. I had been making those since I was like 12, right? And I was in this high school art class, jewelry class. We had a unit, and that was like what we were studying is how to make those beads. And so I asked the teacher, like, can I just bring in some that I've made before? And he was like, yeah, sure, no problem. So I brought them all in. He fucking failed me because he said I bought them. Like, so yes, that sticks with you because as a child or as a young person, these adults, these teachers, these givers of wisdom, what they say matters. And I'm so glad that you were able to be like, you know what? What does that person know? Fuck that teacher. And I'm so proud of you for just like getting past it, truly. And I think we all adore you, Danielle. You are such a wonderful person. You have such a huge heart. Like, I'm so glad that you're part of this community. And I just want to say also, like, the thing about like not having your own style as a designer, like, I get that too, because for me, I have always made it about like my couples and what they want and what their aesthetic is, and that makes it hard. That makes it hard for social media because I haven't always had a consistent aesthetic. Like, I've had couples who were super hippie, boho, brown photos. Like, that's not my vibe, but that was their vibe. And so that's what I'm going to deliver them every time. So I think Prit already said it, but what you can do is make it about the experience that you're giving them. Because all brides want to feel like they're so, not brides, grooms too, but most brides, they want to feel like they're so special and unique. And they're the only one who's ever thought of this thing that we have all seen at 100 weddings. But to them, it's so special and it's so unique. So you can really like work the angle, like get as much of, I mean, I haven't studied your website, but get as much of your personality and as much of that, like couples, it's about you, it's about your style, it's about what you want on your website, and you'll.
Thank you.
You're still blushing, I don't know. It's hard to tell on Zoom. But yeah. So isn't this amazing, Danielle, that like how this works? You just spend a few minutes learning about you. You share about your story and your background, and you get all this love and support thrown your way and wisdom. It's amazing, and this is what I was hoping would happen from doing these kind of sessions. And this just in the session. Imagine what's going to happen afterwards. All the magic that's going to happen and continue to happen after this. So amazing. Unless Nathan, yes, okay, Nathan does have a question. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's not so much a question, but a comment, Danielle, and to Sharon, to stationers and calligraphers in general. I deeply admire and respect the work that you do, because I think you have it much harder than, say, a photographer or a videographer, for the reason that while photographers need to, define a style and an aesthetic that remains consistent, you have to brand yourself and have that consistency to attract that type of client that loves your work and you're known for a certain look. You have to do the opposite and be so talented and available in so many facets to create something that's unique to them. So it's actually, I feel like, the reverse, in where you need to be so well versed and so creative to tailor to exactly what they need, versus a photographer who kind of like defines a style and then stays within that lane. So just a comment, just hats off to you in that regard, because that takes a ton of creativity. That takes a ton of like work to actually be able to interpret and create something unique time and time and time again, right? So just a comment.
Thank you.
You need to take all of this gold, Danielle, write it all down, because this is brilliant. This is all the stuff that makes you stand out from crowd, and it's nothing. This is you already. You just gotta, reflect it. So amazing.
I'm sorry, I just wanna finish. It's really amazing to be part of this community. I know that I say this a lot, but it's really true. I really felt lonely. Last 3 years of work, because every time I try to connect with people here, from here, looking at the block, I don't know if it was because I was an immigrant. I don't know if it's because my work is different and people want to just what everybody's having. So I never fit, and finally I'm feeling that I'm fitting somewhere. So thank you very much.
It's just exploding right now. It's like this is the connect with dream.